Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I got a little free time, so we're going to work on our 1965 Mustang rebuild project today. If you don't know what Mustang I'm talking about, link's up there. Let's get started. So before we jump into the 65, we're going to finish the last bit of work on our 2015. And it's a part that never goes well for me, so I kind of put it off, but we need to get it done, so here we go. We need to get the hood hinges out of the way first. They kind of adhere themselves on there with the dirt. Just pull them and they come right off. And now we can start with the bad part. Trying to remove the windshield without breaking it. Never goes well for me, but we'll see if we can get this one out in one piece. So we cut a little slot in there for our wire. And we kind of feed the wire through. This is serrated wire for removing windshields. If you're in a pinch, you can use welding wire. It doesn't cut quite as well, but it'll work. Put a couple vice grips at the end so we have something to pull on. And just work the wire back and forth. I enlisted a little help, mainly so that when it breaks, I have someone to blame.
Where should I, is it like okay if I start coming out here?
Start going up. So keep it close to the windshield and going up here. I can take a little more out of my side. Let go, let go, let go. Oh, the tricky part. You gotta turn the corner.
Oh, mine's not all the way to the corner yet.
Don't worry. Double there.
Am I still just going up this thing?
Yeah. Let me take mine side. Got to be careful, because not only will it cut through urethane, it'll cut through just about anything that gets in its path, including metal. So we just take our time, work our way around. Watch the headliner.
I'm not sure how to...
Hang on. I can go on the other side and take a lot of this out.
Yeah.
Just keep it close and don't let it curl up like that, because if it kinks, it'll break. And keep going around. We used a putty knife to hold the headliner down so that we didn't get it caught in the rope. Now she's just holding the headliner down while I work the wire back and forth. And we're back where we started. All in one piece. Amazing. She was here to be blamed for when it broke, so I guess she gets the credit for getting it out in one piece. So now we can go back to the 65. First thing we'll do is put the top down. It's a convertible, we might as well get it out of our way. So it's got two clips that hold it down. Push it into place. Afternoon crew needed to lean into it a little bit. I'll pull the hood off again. Now we're going to pull the seats out.
You're asking the wrong person to do this.
Of course they bolt in from underneath the car. Not sure why.
Is that even doing it?
Keep going, I don't know. See if things fall out.
No. Ah!
Those scary bolts.
I don't know. This. This is like a guessing game.
The afternoon crew is not impressed with the 1965 Ford technology either.
So close. That's where I'm going.
Probably should have looked when this was up on the lift. Would have made this a lot easier.
Yep. That's it. Don't lose the socket in there. I might never get it. Have to cut the car open to get it back.
Oh, look, there's a hole in the door.
I don't want to hear it.
There's a couple holes. I think they're supposed to be there.
This is a dumb design. Yeah. It'd help if they actually put nuts on there.
I can't even get it on this.
Press the button.
This isn't on it.
Press the button and it'll turn so that you don't have to turn the ratchet. Oh, hey, look at that. Look like the old guy knows something.
Still not on it.
Push. Now, take it out.
Somebody was getting a little crabby. They were hungry.
Yep, I think the seat just fell out.
Afternoon crew's doing their job, taking the seats out. Ooh, free tools.
There's 2 sockets in there for spacers.
I'm sure that's how the factory assembled it. At least they were 16mm sockets. Not like you're going to use them for anything else. So now we can pull the sill plates off. Just a bunch of Phillips screws. A few that they put back in. I'll take the shift boot off. Just unscrews and then pops off. Then we get the sill plate off the passenger side. All 3 screws. And pull the bottom of the rear seat. Push it towards the back and lift it up. It's been a long time since I had to take a seat out like that. Now we can get this carpeting out of here. That is definitely going in the pile, not back in our car. And you got some padding. That out of there. And the floors actually don't look too bad. Of course, we haven't gotten to the bad part yet. That out of there. Front padding. And the floors still don't look that bad. I was actually kind of shocked. But that was what we looked for when we were looking for this car. Guess it's a good thing.
Probably structural at this point.
I'll pull the padding out from under the rear seat. There happened to be a ratchet, an extension, and another 16mm socket under there. Bonus.
Okay, that should be enough. Now just wiggle the handle out.
So now we can pull the handles off for the rear windows. There's a set screw in the end of them, so you just unscrew it a little bit, and then they pop off.
I'm trying to.
Apparently that's not a job for the afternoon crew. So we'll pull the set screw out of the other side.
Okay, that's enough. Just wiggle it and pull it out.
Yeah, you got it. Is this the right size?
It is if you force it.
Oh,
No.
So So the other side had a Phillips, so I got our Phillips for this side. Turns out they'd use a Torx in it. Everything's a Torx if you're brave enough. So it came out. So that side went a little better. Of course I had an extra screw in it. Now you pull it out of there. Unplug the speaker wires. I'll move the back of the rear seat. Push in and lift up. Now we got to get these wires out of here for the aftermarket amp that's in the trunk.
The end?
Yeah, cut that. Squeeze. 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 Squeeze.
I need to go to the gym.
Come on. One more. Come on. Come on.
Merry Christmas.
Got me with that one. I'll pull the kick panels out. They just kind of set in there. Unplug the speakers. Now you can see all these wires. More stuff for the pile. I'll cut the rest of the wires off there that we're not going to need. The afternoon crew is going to play a little tug of war. Bottom of the A-pillar kind of is like a funnel, so it gets narrow at the end. Everything kind of got jammed at the end.
I think they're all stuck now.
As much fun as it would be to watch her tumble off the back of the car, I didn't want her getting hurt, so I guess I'll do it. Well, we'll pull them out through the trunk. Throw out this mess of spaghetti later. Pull out the kick panel at the bottom of the A-pillar, the driver's side. Slide it out, unplug the speaker. Now it's time to take the front end apart. We're done with the interior. So we'll pull the bumper off. There's one bolt that goes through the fender on each side. The nuts off the carriage bolts. I'll pull all the bolts out. The bumper comes off. Now I'll pull the headlight bezels off.
Friends. You.
This one had 4 screws.
More friends.
That allows us access to get the header off of the fenders. Now we can unbolt the header from the center support. Slide it out. Now we can unplug the wires for the backs of the headlights. And the header's out. Now we disconnect the wires for the marker lights up in the front and unplug over here, and then you just fish them down. Now we'll unbolt the valance. Now we're going to take the bottom valance off. The welded in nuts broke off, so I just kind of jammed a wrench on there to hold it, and then unbolted it. So it was easier to do after we took the bottom valance off, so that's why I skipped down to the bottom. The rest of our bolts out now. The upper valance is off. Now we can unbolt the fenders. This is inside the headlight pockets. Now we'll get the bolts across the top. The one in the bottom's not really doing anything. It's kind of there for show. One inside the door. There's supposed to be one in the middle, but, well, the last guy didn't put it in. Now it's ready to come off. Shop is not big enough for me. So we got a bolt in the bottom of the fender. This one actually has one on the inside where it belongs. Just pop the little cap off and you can access it. Try not to drop it into Narnia down there. Now we can unbolt the headlight pocket. Bolts across the top. And fender's ready to come off. We'd already pulled the antenna off when we fished all those wires off the radio. So now we're using an impact that looks like it's about as old as the car it's working on. But it still works, and it's all I have right now. So we're going to use it. Now for everybody thinking they can't do this job because they don't have any special tools, well, I don't have any special tools. I barely have enough. Just the basics. And we're still going to do this job. At least we're going to try. So this could definitely be done in your garage. So, the easy part's done. We stripped both cars down. Now it's time to break out this little bad boy and see just how bad this job is going to get. Well, not this one. This one's metric. I need one in Freedom units for an American car. So my original plans have changed twice now, so we're on plan C. After a little bit of measuring, we might be on plan D, or scrapping this whole project and moving on. So stick around and find out. Like this video if you found it interesting. Share it if you think somebody else might. Subscribe to see where this build goes, or one of my other builds. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.